Hello, Meg here from I Teach Stamping, and welcome to our second video in this series where I'm teaching you and breaking down for you how to do this card step by step. Alright, so today we're going to be focusing on the stems and the leaves. Now I will tell you that I found a pattern paper, and this is Christmas paper, believe it or not. It's from Stampin' Up's Be of Good Cheer Designer Series paper. And I love it because it's got enough pop in it that I don't have to do anything extra with the stems and the leaves. Now I'm going to be using an adhesive sheet, and I love these sheets. They make my life so much easier. Alright, so what I'm going to do is peel up a corner of this, and I'm going to take my pattern paper. Now I need at least 8 strips because remember we did 8 flowers. So I'm just going to take this and lay it in about 8 little stripe sections. Okay, just going to press that into place, close the lid on it, then just grab your scissors. And for me, the easiest way to do this, and also, well, the easiest way for me to do it is to cut around. Now, the second reason that I do the cut around is so that I know that behind this section, there's nothing sticky anymore. Because some people leave it where there's like no sticky here, but there's sticky left over here. When I cut it out, it's out of here. Alright, so now I've got this done, and what I've done is pretty much made my pattern paper into a giant sticker. And then you just take your scissors, your snips, and just cut these apart. So I left mine about 3.5 inches long this way. And seriously, this is as hard as it is to do your leaves. Now or your stems. Now I'm leaving these attached at the very bottom. I'm cutting all the way through, but I've got some of that sticker sheet exposed, and I'll explain why on that here in just a bit. Okay, so I'm going to finish getting these cut in a second, and I'm going to show you right now how we're going to do the leaves. So I've got my 3/4 inch circle punch and some more of this pattern paper. And you just want to punch out a circle. Then we're going to take the same circle, and we're going to put it back into our punch, and boom, instant leaf. So out of each circle, you should be able to get about 3 leaves. Now I will tell you, it does get a little tricky sometimes when you're down to that last one trying to hold it and punch. So of course I'm going to share with you my favorite tip on doing that. It's a Post-it note. And all I'm going to do is pull that off. I'm just going to stick it on there, and now I have a handle, and I can slide it in there and punch. And I didn't punch through my Post-it, so I can keep using it and using it and using it again. Alright, so we're going to go through and make a whole bunch of these leaves. Boom. And I'm going to get the rest of these cut. So now I've got all my stems cut out, and I've got all my leaves cut out, and I'm going to show you what I do right now with these little leaves. I call it loading my mini glue dots. So I'm going to go through and take all these and smush them down onto a mini glue dot before I lose them, because these are teeny tiny little pieces. So just go through, load your mini glue dot roll, leave them right on the roll. This is also why I love that our glue dots are on rolls, is because it's hard for me to lose this. When they're on those sheets, like we used to have in kits, I would lose those sheets because they're just too thin. Alright, so as you can see, we have very little scraps left here. I will tell you that I am a green paper and green cardstock hoarder for this very reason, because I always need green to make stems and leaves all the time. So anytime I see any little piece of green, I'm like, oh, I could get a leaf out of that. I keep it, so don't leave your green scraps around me. Alright, so I'm going to finish that here in a bit. But seriously, that is all that we have as far as what's going to be left out of that circle. We used all of it up. I love making leaves that way. Alright, so now we're going to deal with our background. So this is going to be very vanilla. It's going to be 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And I'm going to take these strips, and I'm going to take 7 of our flowers. So we'll bring in all of these. Boom, boom, boom. And you want to start laying them out. There's no adhesive on the back. You just want to start laying it out. And if it goes off your sides a little bit, that is just fine. But this is going to give us an idea of where we want to put our flowers for real in just a bit. Just kind of play around with it till you get a pattern that you like. or not a pattern, making it completely random. Okay, I just want it to look good and full. Alright, now come our strips. Remember I said I left part of that adhesive sheet on there? It's so when I go to pull this up, look how easy that comes off. I'm going to use one of my favorite new tools. This is the silicone mat. Okay, so I'm going to put that down first. And I'm going to lay my cardstock on top of there. And then what I'm going to do, and before we get to the next step, I just want to bring this point up. You are not going to see all of the stems, and that's okay. You're using up this much green paper. But this is going to give us a good guideline, and is also going to help us with our fencing here in a bit. So if you don't see the stems at the end on all of them, it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to go through, whoops, and make a mess. Good grief, look at that. Okay, I can fix this. So grab another one. The only one I need to make sure of is that. Make sure it's in place. And do that one. Okay, let's do another one right about here. Okay. So remember, we've got adhesive all the way going down this pattern paper. So it's just one big giant sticker. How awesome is that? I'm going to do my tall one next. I'm going to kind of have it going way up high. Making stems has never been this easy before. I have this one kind of low. And then our last little flower I have peeking out right about there. Okay, so remember when I said I love this silicone pad? Because look, I've got adhesive strips all the way down. Did y'all see that? They were stuck on there. And it just comes right off and there's no gunk on there. Then you just want to take your snips and trim off the bottom of your stems. Okay, so in our next video, I'm going to teach you the easiest way in the whole wide world to make this fence that's going to be on our card. And we're going to wait to do our leaves until after that. So, next video is all about the fence. Now, if you like this video, be sure to like it below and share it with your friends. And if you want to learn even more of my favorite paper crafting tips and tricks that I only share in my email updates, then be sure to go to www.iteachstamping.com and sign up for my newsletter. I can't wait to share with you how to make this fence in our next video. See you soon!